Hi, how you doing? I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Underground Reggie. My name is Rico Banks, and today I'm speaking with Vince Lozano. Vince, say hi to the people.
Hey everyone, how's everyone doing out there?
Oh man, everything has been good, man. So one of the things that we want to talk about today, we're going to talk about your new film, Acts of Desperation, and then we're also going to talk about some of your past work. So for our audience members who may not be familiar with you, Vince, can you kind of give them a brief history on how you got your start in film?
Sure. My first film that I got started was with it was Encino Man. I played one of the high school kids, and then it just kind of took off from there, doing Father the Bride, doing different episodes of television, and how I got my foot in the door with acting was being a street dancer. So street dancing led me being to an actor, because there was a theater back in Cleveland called Caramel House on the east side of Cleveland, which was a African American theater, and they couldn't find Caucasian kid who could play basketball, dance, and act. Well, I could do two of the three, but I didn't know I could act, and that I got the role. And then I was like, "Hey, this is kind of fun." And then I started booking more theater roles and dancing and that kind of stuff. And then it led for me to move to Los Angeles and give it a shot.
Okay, so what would you say would be one of your early takeaways from getting into the acting field?
I would say the early takeaways would be one, being prepared. Two, getting in some really good acting classes here in Los Angeles that really elevated my game. And the other thing was just surrounding yourself with good agents and good friends, and having a really good support group, because you get rejected so much in this business, man.
Right.
So one door closes and the other door opens, as I tell a lot of friends and young actors who are trying to break into business.
Okay, so you've done film and you've done television. So, which one would you say would be the actual better for the aspiring actors, television or actually going into movie and theaters?
I would say for young actors, I would say both. So meaning the reason why both, depending on who you get as an agent, there's so much television work right now compared to film. The whole game has changed when I broke into the business. But back then it was pretty much the major networks and some cable networks that were doing television shows. But now cable is blowing up, doing a ton of stuff with network television. Now you have Netflix, now you have Hulu, now you have Amazon Prime, you have Crackle, and you have all these other YouTube Red, and everyone's doing TV shows. And so if I would say that would be one easier way than film. But the other thing with film, there's a lot of indie films being made also with smaller budgets than what we did. Mm-hmm. So I would just say submit to everything you can, or have your agent submit you for everything, and then find that role.
Okay, so you work with various different types of projects. With selecting the next project that you're working on, like what is your process into going into that?
So, whenever, as an actor or as a producer?
From the actor standpoint first, and then also from the producer standpoint.
So usually what happens, I get a lot of calls to be in a lot of indie films, and usually they want me to play the heavy or the bad guy. And depending on how it's written, if it's really well written, I'll jump in 100%. But if it's not well written, then I'm going to pass, because I've played a lot of heavies in this business. So I just to continue doing the same thing over and over again is not fun and challenging. So I'm always looking for something that challenges me. So if it's a comedic role or something that's completely opposite of what I'm normally playing, then I'm going to jump in and say, yeah, I want to do this role.
Okay, so what was one of the things that brought you towards Acts of Desperation?
Well, with that, being one of the producers on it, Richard Freeman, the director and co-producer, he found the script. He sent it to me and asked me to take a look and give my feedback on it. When I read the script, I thought the characters were really well developed, had some really cool, interesting storylines. It was very well structured, and then these two characters of Stu and Floyd, these two stoners who just trying to get by, living in a VW and eating pancakes and trying to do whatever they could do to make money without having to work. So when I looked at those roles, the two stoner guys, I was like, man, I haven't really got a chance to play something like this. So that's what drew me to Stu. I mean, the Floyd, because I played Floyd. See, I'm stoned right now. But anyway, so that was the major reasons why I just really loved the script and how well it was put together. And Nathan, who's a young screenwriter in his mid-20s, did a really fabulous job just fleshing out these interesting characters. And the other thing about it that was really cool too, because it had an indie quality feel of the movie Crash. If you're going to compare it to a film, I don't know if you have seen Crash. It was a Oscar award-winning film, and that was the other thing that drew me to it. When I read it, I was like, man, this has a feel of a Crash, a poor man's version of Crash.
Okay.
They have way more money than we did.
Okay, so I got a question for you. Do you prefer working on independent films or big budget major pictures?
I would say they both have interesting qualities about them. The thing about big budget films is you have all the bells and whistles, meaning when you show up, you got a great trailer waiting for you, amazing food. Like when I say amazing food, it's like five-star quality food. It's a slower process because basically they have the finances to basically shoot just one whole scene that whole day, while in indie film, basically you're shooting multiple scenes. You're shooting about 8 pages a day. Mm-hmm. The food is not as good as a big budget film, but the takeaway is that you're making something of quality that's just as good as a big budget film, but different. So it's a fine line, I really enjoy doing both. I can't really separate. I just booked a role on a film called Promising Young Woman, which is a bigger budget film with the A-list cast, and I mean it's so much fun what they're doing because the script with that it has an indie feel to it, but with a bigger budget.
Okay, so what's some words of advice that you can give for inspiring actors and actresses that are actually looking at getting into the film?
If they're looking to become an actor or get into the entertainment business, I say do your homework. It's not as easy as it looks. Get into a really good acting class and really work at your craft. And when you get rejected or if you get knocked down, hey, it's just another thing. Don't let that affect who you are or affect your life or affect what you really want to do, because nobody can destroy your dream but you. And at the end of the day, I say go all in. You got to be all in, because if you're not, then you're all out. So there is no ifs or buts about that.
Okay, so for the people that are actually looking at going to see Acts of Desperation and want to view the film, can you let them know about the release and where they expect it?
Well, right now it's pretty much on a lot of the digital platforms like Amazon Prime. It's on Vudu. It's on YouTube Red or YouTube Movies. It's on Google Play. It's also on what's the other one? It's going to be on iTunes, and it's also out on DVD and Blu-ray, where you can get them at Target, Walmart, Best Buy. and it's going to be on quite a few VOD cable sites that I remember, like Comcast and there was one other one, but I can't remember what it was, but it'll come to me.
Okay. So before we get ready to let you go, man, are there any last things that you would like to tell the audience?
I would just say, hey, if you want to follow me on Instagram, look me up at the Vince Lozano page. That's Lozano page. And just stop by, say hi, you heard this. I'd love to hear from you. Or you can hit me up on Twitter. Same thing, Vince Lozano is my Twitter handle. And I would love to hear from you guys and let me know what you think about the film. And please go out there and rent the film, because indie films like this only survive with everyone's support. Just renting it or buying it, just let me know what you think, good or bad or indifferent. Man, every feedback means something.
Man, Vince, I thank you, man, and I appreciate you taking the time out to speak with us today.
Thank you, brother. I truly appreciate it.